sides. There's a crossover from the other side of the Pakistan Punjab to this side of Punjab, and how she rides a tonga all by herself. So much of grit, conviction, and strength in all the female characters. So was it also something of Renu Auntie, if you remember? So yes, I was reminded of actually Elizabeth Lee's poem Goodbye Party, Miss Pushpa, yes, for that matter, that is a satire on the same. So yes, how did you, because satire again is a strong element in your novel as well, so something on that.
This novel is set in Amritsar, and Dinkar comes from a middle class Brahmin family. He's a Pandit, and in spite of being a Brahmin or a Pandit, he eats meats, he smokes, and he drinks. But he does it all outside the house because meat is not supposed to enter. So everyone knows कि बाहर गाड़ी में ये चल रहा है, because Amritsar has a गाड़ी culture. We call it a karo bar. So we have a bar in every car. We might not have a seat belt, but we'll have a bottle in the car, and everyone goes out for a KD. And Dinkar does all this. And I wanted to highlight all these standard values of Amritsar or Punjab, and that's how it comes through. And then there are people who are not conversant with English, but they're very fond of speaking in English just to show that they are very, very educated and modern. And there's this matchmaker, Renu Auntie. And she has a knack for malapropisms, using the wrong word at the wrong place. So at one point, Dinkar's mother says, now Renu, don't forget this. And she says, oh, don't worry, I'm not a forgettable person. So this is the kind of...
she also uses vulnerable for vulnerable.
Speak about myself, I think extremely crucial for me in the setting, because it's the ground on which the book stands, and all the peculiarities of a lived life. That's how they come into the narrative. So for me, it's extremely crucial to think about the space in a very reflective way.
So setting is always very important because Dinkar as a character would not work or succeed if he was based in Delhi or Bombay, because young people there in metros, they know their mind and they are very aware of what they want to do in life. So Dinkar works only because he is from Amritsar. And when he travels back to Amritsar after losing his job, you see the whole family values that he has and what control his mother has on him. But when he goes to America and comes across the life there, he realizes that there are many other options, and personal freedom and personal happiness is not a choice. It's a right. So setting is very important.
Thank you. And my last question to both of you. Do you see yourself as a transformed or changed person somehow after having written fiction? Do you think it changes your sensibility, or does it make you more empathetic in some way?
I think it's a rite of passage. From writing, publication, and then to receive a certain feel. It's a whole cycle. And I would say I'm wiser for it, after having gone through the cycle. And the tangibles and the intangibles that one gets out of it. So I'm sure, one approaches the next with a certain amount of wisdom of having gone through the first cycle. So yes.
Yeah, like I said, writing is a revelation about how you see the world, about who you see, or the people around you, and how you see yourself as a writer. क्योंकि हमें खुद नहीं पता होता कि हम क्या लिखने वाले हैं और उसको कैसे लिखा है. That happens. And then you learn certain things about yourself also. And when you are making a comment on society, you have to have a close contact with society also. और जब आप उसी society को present करते हैं, you naturally become more empathetic.
It is a very solitary thing. Writing is a very, very solitary thing. It's only when you send it out to the world that you see a different side to it. And I think it's self-conscious. The whole effort is very, very self-conscious. So it adds another layer, and perhaps puts your own thing under that scanner that you're able to take out from.
Thank you so much, Sarun and Parakh. I wish I could go on because there are a lot of questions in my mind regarding both the books, but we are hard pressed for time. And thank you so much for your presence and for this lovely engaging session. And I'm sure our students and our audience, they found it good as well. Thank you so much.
तो किसी रेल से गुजरती है मैं किसी पुल सा थरथराता हूँ. Everybody, I think these words resonate with many of you. So रेल और साहित्य का गहरा रिश्ता है और हमारे अगले स्पीकर जो हैं वो इस बात के साक्ष्य हैं. So let me introduce our next speaker, and before I introduce him, let me tell you the session title, which is Exploring the Bylines of Love. So Mukul Kumar, bureaucrat, novelist and poet, is a civil servant belonging to the 1997 batch of Indian Railway Traffic Service. Presently he is working in the Ministry of Railways, Railway Board. Moving beyond his vocation as a bureaucrat, he is passionate about expressing himself through the written word. Penning a poem or stringing together a story is a natural outcome of his love for writing. His published works include 3 novels. About his latest novel, Lost in the Love Maze, I would quote Ahmed Faraz. बहुत अजीब है बंदिशे मोहब्बत की फराज. बहुत अजीब है बंदिशे मोहब्बत की फराज. न उसने कैद में रखा, न हम फरार हुए. So to move through and explore the bylines of love, we have Dr. Aditya Ratan as the moderator for the session. Dr. Aditya Ratan is a practicing cardiologist in Panchkula who has his heart in the right place. पर कार्डियोलॉजिस्ट सिर्फ आप प्रोफेशन से हैं, आपके दिल की धड़कन और जज्बातों की रवानी तो साहित्य से सराबोर है. He has a keen interest in writing short stories and poems. अब अगर इतनी शिद्दत से अपने हुनर और फन को आवाज़ दी जाए और कागज़ पर मोतियों सा सजाया जाए तो जाहिर है आपको पहचान भी मिलेगी. His stories in English and Hindi have won him prizes at many platforms, including Chandigarh Literary Society and Write India Contest. He is the author of the book Install Antivirus in Your Hardware. So here we welcome both the speaker and the moderator, Mr. Mukul Kumar and Dr. Aditya Ratan.
Novels have definitely philosophy woven into the plot, and that is my natural propensity that comes out naturally. But having said that, I believe the moment we talk about life philosophy, it gives birth to philosophy. All of us are somewhere philosophers, but unconsciously, many a time, the philosophy is the art and science of negotiating life. I will illustrate it with an example, like suppose your loved one departs, and instantly you rationalize, okay, only the body is gone, the soul is still there, and soul is merged in this ether, and it's all around, and somewhere I think the soul is watching over you. This is philosophy. You are trying to philosophizing the absence of the your loved one, and instantly able to rationalize it. So that is, philosophy is the human individual way of seeing and feeling the total push and pressure of the cosmos, our relationship with the universe, of course. And what a philosopher does here, because philosopher Plato says that philosophy begins in wonder. So a philosopher is perpetually in a state of wonder. He reflects on life. And life is an eternal source of inspiration. Muse, life ultimately becomes the muse of the philosopher. So that way I think philosophy naturally comes to me. And what I try to do, I define that element of philosophy in my plots. Coming to this book, you have asked me to read out a passage. So let me read out how I will bring out in this novel. There is a para which brings out the relationship between man and nature. So I would love to read out. It happens to be one of my favorite excerpts from this book. How nature goes to man. And there I confess that here is me only. It was purely, I think it was autobiographical, fictional account of my autobiographical experience. Since Mihir and Jyoti, main characters have been drawn from that particular book, Mihir carries through. But when
it's a very interesting one. Can it give you some sense of relief or some sense of...
Our next session, book to bestseller, and our next esteemed speaker खतरों से खेलने के शौकीन हैं, लेखक, कवि हैं और 4-5 भाषाओं के ज्ञानी हैं. रिवर्स पब्लिशिंग के फाउंडर एंड डायरेक्टर हैं. साहित्य के क्षेत्र में बहुत नाम कमा चुकी हैं. 11वीं शताब्दी के एक सूफी संत ख्वाजा अहमद के खानदान से अफान यस्वी का नाता है. जुनून की हद तक किताबों से मोहब्बत करने वाले CLS में एक महत्वपूर्ण स्थान रखते हैं. प्लीज वेलकम मिस्टर अफान यस्वी. लोग सदियां तलाश तलाशते हैं कुछ कर गुजरने को, लोग सदियां तलाशते हैं कुछ कर गुजरने को, ये शख्स जज्बा तराशता। एंड वानी कौशल will be in conversation. This Vani Kaushal will be in conversation with Sunil Mathur and Afran PSV. Vani Kaushal, the Times of India and the Financial Express.
The gist of this answer is that one, you write it for the love of writing, for what you're passionate about, and not a gimmicky kind of a book. And secondly, what you said was promotion is equally important because platforms like Amazon and all give you a very nice leg up to your whole this marketing process. And surely everybody needs that. Afan, what is your take on that? Books are bestsellers, are bought or made?
It's a joint effort.
And you are a publisher.
A book is a product of both the author and the publisher, and they have to work together in it. And we have seen that many good scripts get wasted, unfortunately. So marketing in today's time is very, very important. Without marketing, nothing can happen. And we have had the honor of having many bestsellers. Our man is here, sir is here. So bestsellers in different languages also vary. Like we have a book in Punjabi. We didn't have much sale in India, but we had a great sale in London, then in Canada. And I was very surprised with that. So in regional languages also there is a different graph to choose or to select what the bestseller is. Yes, name matters a lot, but more than name, the branding of the author and the content also matters. Their social media presence and how much they are willing to push the books, how much book tours, book signings they can do. Like bestsellers are made, but then the script has to be there, the marketing has to be there, a good agent has to be there, a good publishing partner, a good marketing team has to be there, and it can be done.
Okay, Afan has actually given us a recipe. Let me tell you all, because he says it's not just the content, but you can have a different definition of bestseller depending on what characteristics matter for you. But he says it's the content, it's the marketing, it's the social media presence, of course it's the name, the whole brand of the author, what is the name of the author. So you've given us a very lovely recipe. Yeah.
Well, I think that is a valid point that you made about regional books having different yardsticks of becoming a bestseller. I remember, from having this conversation with someone and discussing the gap between romance books and mythological fiction. So if you see, romance books are usually thinner in nature, in size, and they are priced conducively. So say a romance book would be priced at, for example, 200 rupees. And say a mythological book might be now priced at 399. So say it's priced at 400.
पंजाबी च इस करके मैं पंजाबी च बोलना भी ठीक समझूँगा। वैसे भी मैंने कोई हो दूसरी भाषा बोली आती नहीं, मैं फ्रीक्वेंटली इंग्लिश भी नहीं बोल सकता और अच्छी तरह से हिंदी भी नहीं बोल सकता। तो एक काम जो लोग किया गया ये 14 वर्ग पर्सनैलिटीज हैं एक 14 पर्सनैलिटीज में जिन्होंने मेरी जिंदगी में बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। लेकिन इन सारिया पर्सनैलिटीज ने सारिया शख्सियत ने समाज को भी साहित्य को भी बहुत बड़ी देन दी। इन पर्सनैलिटीज 5 वो शख्सियत ने जिन्होंने भारतीय साहित्य अकादमी पुरस्कार प्राप्त हो चुका है। शब्दों का ही मुड़ के सिरजण का यत्न किया कि जो तुम ये किताब पढ़ोगे तो तुहानू जरूर लगेगा कि इस तरह दी शख्सियत जो समाज के साहित्य के अपना योगदान पाउंदियां वो अपने आप के बहुत सहज होंदियां। उस वेले कोई उचेच नहीं कर रही होंदियां, उस वेले अपना जीवन जी रही होंदियां, जो आले दुआले देखदा उन्होंने चित्र रही होंदियां। लेकिन एक समय तो बाद उन्होंने जो योगदान है वो समाज उन्होंने एकनॉलेज करता है, वो आले दुआले के लोग उन्होंने एकनॉलेज करते हैं। मैं भी उन्होंने योगदान एकनॉलेज करते हुए उन्होंने जो मेरे मन पर प्रभाव पाया उन्होंने पुनर्सिर्जित करने का यत्न किया। तुसीं किताब जरूर पढ़ियो। बहुत बहुत मेहरबानी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
मैं कविता लिखती हूँ हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश, हिंदुस्तानी और अंग्रेज़ी में, और उन कविताओं के माध्यम से, क्योंकि मेरा प्रशासनिक जीवन बहुत ही व्यस्त भी होता है और बहुत ही चुनौतीपूर्ण भी, ज़िंदगी के, समाज के हर तबके की मुश्किलात का भी पता चलता है। तो वो सब जो एक हकीकत है वो मैं अपनी कविता के माध्यम से लिखने की कोशिश करती हूँ। तो उसमें प्रशासनिक कविताएं नहीं है, दे आर जस्ट रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ लाइफ। हाँ, कभी कभी मायूसी भी होती है, कभी कभी आशा भी होती है, तो वो सारे जो शेड्स ऑफ एक ह्यूमन एक्सपीरियंस है वो होते हैं।